Oh, I'm
Welcome
in a
back,
different spot
friends,
tonight.
family, everybody in between. We moved people around. I'm always going to hide in this top, I guess the top left corner on my screen, but probably reverse everywhere else. But yeah, appreciate everybody swinging out. We're still rotating through the schedule. We are back on No Remorph again, which normally won't be back to back, but we did kind of warn people. Crucible, outside the enclosure, those are going to kind of filter into the schedule as we can fill them appropriately. But
Yes.
next week we're back to the Crucible again, and we're going to talk a little bit about something I think has been maybe a little beat up, but I'd like to hear a lot from our affiliates on this to see what
Right.
people think in our own affiliate community and out there too, guys. So your questions are going to be welcome, but the topic's auctions next week. Like, are they good? Are they bad? Has it really affected us in a positive way? Is it nice that things are moving out and kind of bringing numbers down? Is it helping the market adjust to where it's supposed to be?
Is it
All those different
stressful
things.
on the animal?
Yeah, right, right. It could be to a
Yeah.
degree going to people that,
Yeah.
maybe are on the lower end that aren't ready or whatever, and they make that instant purchase, right? And they're not completely ready and set up to handle the animal properly. I think some of that hasn't been touched on in the auction conversation. So we're signing up all the affiliates now. We'll release who is going to be on with us. We've got a couple signed in there. We got a couple more slots to go. So next week, join us for that. Last
Mhm.
week, we had a fantastic show. We had the Harbins on, and we are definitely bringing them back for round two because we just scratched the surface of the facility over there. They're just so easy to talk to, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that conversation I
Yeah.
could have easily seen going 3.5, 4 hours, and we're
Hmm.
like, let's do everyone a favor. Let's call it good, and let's put in the tab for.
John landed the plane.
Yes, I was like, dude, we got to do an episode two because we're just getting to some of the really good stuff too, and it was a little awkward, so I apologize for the abrupt cut. But when I peeked down at the corner and I saw the time, I was like,
Yeah.
holy man, we got to cut these East Coast people a little slack. We got to cut the Harbins a little slack. They're out there too. Let's get off here. And we were all having a blast. I mean, none of us realized what time it was. So go back and catch that one if you feel like it. I don't know why you wouldn't
If
feel
you
like it. Just go
feel
back and
like it,
catch it.
do
It was
it.
a good one. Just do
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
So we had a blast. We've got an affiliate of the week. Speaking of affiliates coming on next week, one of our favorites, one of the ones I'm sporting here, we got the Pink Panther as the affiliate
Nice.
of the week. We're sharing all his stuff out. Sammy's just one of those guys where if you don't get along with Sammy,
Oh,
something is just wrong,
what?
right? Um, just one of the nicest guys there is. Huge heart, sometimes to his detriment. I mean, he hands out shirts and he hands out sweatshirts and he hands out hats and he's like the merch king with this pink thing. And if you go to a show and you aren't seeing like 10, 12 different bull python shirts, someone missed something somewhere because they're
Right?
Yeah.
just all
Yeah.
over the country. But Sammy is an amazing guy and he's working some really nice stuff. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got
for sure.
really nice pied combinations. He's pushing calico and scrambler and things into clown as well as clown pied. He's
Orange
doing
Dream.
DG stuff. Huge focus, yeah, Jamie, on Orange Dream in those
Yeah.
projects too. So
Yep.
he's got really nice animals and he seems to have that magic touch.
Yeah,
Like
he's
when
so
he puts a
lucky.
pairing together, he's got to be the most fortunate guy I've ever seen. Hat to hat, and he'll come out with 7 out of 8 visuals. I don't know how he does it.
The
Yeah.
Whatever
horseshoe.
magic he's got, yeah, it's the horseshoe and the nice guy factor, I think. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy did mention
Karma. It's
today,
karma, man.
right? He mentioned in the affiliate chat some things we like to point out for the people coming up is he already had 6 clutches on the ground. Some of those are pipping and he's cutting those, but he's got like another 13 to 16 coming. So keep an eye on his stuff, guys. Go check out his Insta and all of that, and follow him if you're not. If you're not, I'm not sure where you've been, but yeah, Sammy Bull Pythons, appreciate you. He is pitching in one of his signature sweatshirts this week for the
Nice.
trivia at the end. So nice hooded sweatshirt. Obviously, it's coming in the pink. I did not get which logo it's going to be or what style, but he is going to need a size from you, and he is going to need an address to ship that to. So maybe in that conversation, you can decide what setup he's putting out there. So don't hold me to that. I'm not sure if it's already a pre-produced thing where he's got X number of a certain design, but It's going to be a nice sweatshirt, and it's going to be bright pink, and you're just going to have to
I
wear it.
think
'cause
he
look at that
has
fucking
some
guy.
lighter pink ones as well. I thought he
Yeah.
did.
Well, in the sweatshirts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, could be, guys. But, Sammy, Bull Pythons, appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being an affiliate. We'll always have your back, brother. And we got a clutch. We're doing a little bit of a collab with Sammy. So, his female's here, and she is about 3 weeks from laying a clutch for us in that combo. So, some really
Yeah,
nice
I'm
hypo
excited.
scrambler pied stuff there.
Yeah.
So, that'll be a fun clutch to cut. But appreciate you, Sammy. Guys, if you want a shot at that sweatshirt and another $10 in your Forge Coin account, end of the show trivia. Who the heck is out there tonight, guys, that's ready and just swooping on that prize? We got Duval. 3 Blind Mike. Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, Mike's
Thank you for
been
swinging
out there too. We had like 3. I checked in about 20 minutes before the show, and there was 3 people already sitting out there. Thank you guys for coming out and showing up early. I think it was Mike Duvall, G-Paw, Tara, and I want to say Mitzi was probably out there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Definitely
pretty awesome, man.
appreciate that. G-Paw, appreciate you, sir. One of the newer affiliates in the group. Tara Voodoo, appreciate her. Always. Thanks for swinging out. Mitzi, gotta get the stone hearts out there. Stone-handed hearts. Appreciate you. Always with the lead into the hot seat. Ella, good to see you all the way down south now.
Yeah.
But appreciate her swinging in every week to keep an eye on us.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's the better half of the GPA connection. Over
Wow.
there for appreciate you, Karina. Thanks for swinging in. Good to see you. Derek, that's one of the 4 over at DDM. So good to see you, Derek. Appreciate it. Thanks for swinging out, buddy. Take a sip and let Jay do about 4 of these.
There's Tim Dad. Thanks for coming out as always, Dad. Yeah.
Tim Dad.
Tim Dad. Vision Quest. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you 100%.
Big Dan.
Always here to support, man.
Yeah.
Oh, other half.
Connie Mom.
Connie Mom, Tim Dad, and Connie Mom. It's quite the pair. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out, Mom. Travis. Good to see Travis again. That was a good episode, too. Go back and catch that one.
There's the chopper commander.
Yeah, there's our chopper pilot bringing us into the heat of battle. Joe Mursey is definitely in the house. Craig, good to see you, sir. Fantastic show over on my channel, my content Monday. So not always the nicest topic, but sometimes those things need to go out there. So appreciate those two.
Yeah.
And catch that show every Monday, guys. Definitely worth. Dustin.
There's Dustin again.
Another of the 4th of the pie over there at DDM.
The other one was Derek, not Dustin.
Oh, was it Derek? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's too many of those guys now.
Right. There you go. And there's another D. Got another one out
D,
there on the
yeah.
West Coast. Yep. Appreciate you. Good to see you, man.
Buenos dias.
Yeah. F&A crew. What up, Forge? Joe. What up, everyone in the chat? Still reeling from their hot seat episode, I imagine. Forge hot seat.
That was
That's
fun.
everybody. Josh.
Right.
Mantooth. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you swinging out. We're just kicking in here. That's all we're doing, Josh. We ain't doing anything crazy. Fries. Oh. Chris over there from down under. He's got those lace monitors too, man. Those things are so cool. But always good to
I
see
haven't
Chris.
seen those.
It's been a little bit since we've seen Chris on here, so good to see him back. Appreciate you coming out, man. And know that timing for you is awkward down there on the other side of the planet. Got Ashley. Ashley, thank you again for hanging on to that lychee for us. It was awesome to meet you on. I wish we could have stayed longer, but we had a massive drive ahead of us, and it was just, it was too much. We're swinging in, saying hey, and appreciate you doing that for us for sure. Dwight. Good to see you, man. Appreciate the music every day in the Instagram. Some of the best stuff. He's introducing me to all kinds of jazz artists and stuff I've never listened to, so super appreciate that. Brave BA smoothie out there. God only knows what he put in that smoothie today, but we're going to find out at some point tonight, guys. It'll be in the chat, so keep an eye out. He's definitely going to update us. Hey, I had cherry, blueberry, banana, all that good stuff. But Brave's keeping me up on the smoothie trends, which I appreciate. Good smoothies, tough to beat. But
Oh,
yeah,
God.
guys, as always, keep an eye on the banner. That's a US Arc direct banner that comes off of their. Oh, must have
There's
messed
Sammy.
up. I told you about 9 my time. Okay. Not sure what Sammy means by that, but yeah, we're going to appreciate Sammy regardless when he pops in and says hi, even if it's a cryptic message. We have
Right.
no idea what he's talking about. We're still going to applaud that. But yeah, keep an eye out, guys, because that is direct from US Arc, and those are the latest. That comes directly off their SMS stuff, so it's down there for a reason. If it's in your area, those are things to keep an eye on. Hopefully nothing in your area, but generally they're trying to let everybody know, hey, get a hold of your officials and stuff in your area and try to turn these things around if it's going a bad direction. So appreciate those guys for sure. Always go out and support US Arc if you can. We've been members since 2020, before we really even started breeding, and I think it's kind of a necessity. If you're not a member, what the heck are you doing? Please do it. But we got a fantastic guest, as a couple of people have mentioned. Joe, Mursey Morphs, north of the border, north of us, which is rare, right? To get north of us is super rare in this. But I don't know that that's necessarily true. I didn't do a latitude line to see where he sat, because northern Wisconsin's up there, man, and Canada actually drops in a couple areas below us, so I could be wrong on that. I might Google Earth it after this, but enough of my nonsense, guys. We're going to run some commercials. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. We're going to get right to Joe. We're going to cover all of the things, well, not all of the things Canada, but a lot of the things Canada that he can enlighten us on, and it's going to be a good conversation because he's, let's face it, just a nice fucking guy. So we're going to dive into that in just a few, guys. Commercials here real quick, and we'll be right back with Joe. So hang in there.
Hey folks, here at The Forge we prioritize promoting people from the community, especially where we see opportunity to share some valuable insights or products with our followers. That is why we are thrilled to have BNS Reptilia as a sponsor. Chris is a fantastic example of bringing value to the community, with years of experience keeping a variety of animals from ball pythons and blood pythons to boas or colubrids and more. Chris brings a wide breadth of knowledge and a collection of beautiful animals. Chris also carries Coco2go and The Chipper, two of the highest quality reptile bedding products on the market. If you want to learn more about any of these species, are looking to add to your collection, or in need of some top-notch substrate, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chris at BNS Reptilia. Chris is also a member of a growing community of breeders who accept Forge Coin, so don't forget to show them your Forge Coin.
Listen, everybody says they support disabled veterans, until it's time to actually do something. Last year, through Operation Deeds Not Words, the Fat Man Nation with Green Line Morphs raised $7,200 for disabled veterans and first responders through Camp Freedom. And it proved something important. When this community actually pulls together, we can make a real difference. So this year we're doing it again with Operation Deeds Not Words 2. And our goal this year is $10,000. Same mission, same attitude, just bigger. Camp Freedom provides outdoor adventures like hunting and fishing and just time back in nature for disabled veterans and first responders. Getting them out of clinical settings and getting them back to what really matters in life again. If you want to help us reach that $10,000 goal this year, then head on over to thefatmannation.com and pick yourself up an Operation Deeds Not Words t-shirt or a beanie. Because talking about helping people is easy. Actually doing something about it is what this campaign is all about.
Description. We're just jabbering backstage and taking sips, but Jason mentioned something backstage that I don't think I've ever heard put this way, but Chris Eaton, hell of a nice guy that has no idea how. And I think that's a great description. I think he'd appreciate that, Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's a
anyway,
struggle.
enough stalling.
That would be nice.
Yeah, hell of a nice guy, just no idea how to be. So that's just the way it is. But, Chris is a good guy. And appreciate deeds, not words, too, guys. Remember, if you have ForgeCoin
100%.
and you'd like to put it that direction, definitely do that. We can reach directly out to those guys. We transfer that right over for you. So if that's something you want to do with the coin you're holding, we're more than cool with that. Everyone else in the affiliates is good with that, too. So appreciate all of that and what they're doing with the program. So
For sure.
enough stalling. We got a guest hiding back there. Jamie, you've got audience questions to sort. Jason, you're going to hang out here and ask way more questions than me tonight.
Okay.
And we'll get to our guests. So, Jamie, good luck back there. We'll see you
Thank
at the
you.
hot seat in just a few, right?
Yeah.
Let's get you out of the screen. Joe's nodding like I think he's ready to go. He's raring back there. So let's. Oh, he just dashed away. No, he's fine. He's fine.
gone.
He's back. right. Joe,
What's going on?
thanks for coming out tonight, and thanks for agreeing to come on. That conversation was like, I don't know if I want to do like the whole podcast thing, but you are doing your own podcast. I did not let you off the hook.
That's right. That's right.
And you
See,
still
I'm usually
agreed
on
to
with
it.
Jeff, right? So he talks a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
I just go through the questions.
Right. But we appreciate you sitting down with us tonight. You're going to give us a little bit of a different viewpoint. We haven't officially met. I mean, we've talked in different chats through the different podcasts and things and groups, but never really officially met till this point. So we all have a lot of different things we'd like to know about what's going on Canadian side of things and with Mursey Morphs. But I think for everybody out there that's a little bit new to you, perhaps, I know the name probably looks familiar. Maybe they don't know your story into this. I really hate to beat up the whole can you give us your elevator pitch thing, but I think it is helpful for people to kind of know where it started and kind of how long you've been at it, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Joe from Toronto, originally from Detroit. I'm a nurse by trade, so that's where my name comes from. So it's a Mursey Morphs, a male nurse. Been in the hobby. I'd say I've been in the hobby since 2021. I bought my first ball python in 2019. Was just a regular spider. Knew nothing about it. Didn't even know there was a hobby. Met a local guy in my town. His wife actually was she did waxing. Sorry. So my wife went over there and said, "Oh, this guy's got some snakes. You should go see him." So I ended up at his place and I said, "People do this for fun, for a living?" And yeah, sure as shit, he sold me a few snakes and rest is history. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they lied to you about the living part, but for fun worked out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the living. It's funny though because he's recently just downsized. He's getting out, I think, but it was his retirement plan for sure that he wanted to do this long into retirement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So a super common entry point, right? Can you talk a little bit about, like, I can't believe these are out there and this many people doing it, to how quick that growth happened for you? Like, did you instantly start buying, or were you in research mode?
I'd say I was in research mode. When he first mentioned to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, there's YouTube videos and there's all this stuff." I said, I hardly even watched YouTube at this time. So I, downloaded the app and I found Barchek. It was the first guy. And then I remember watching a few of his videos, and then I'll go back to his place. I'm like, "So what is this? Explain to me what he's talking about here." And then he's like, "Oh, you got to find Billy from Mutation Creation." I'm like, "Okay." So I found him, and I'm like, "This guy's in Toronto." It was just, it just opened my eyes, and I've never looked back. As far as jumping into it, my first year, I think I bought 4 or 5 snakes. So I kind of rolled into it. And like everyone, I bought, the wrong stuff. But yeah, I joined Billy's Patreon within my first year, learned a bunch of stuff there. And just, luckily it was early on, and I revised and sold some stuff off. And
That was a good move, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super smart to find that knowledge base right out of the gate. And I don't think a lot of people are aware of that part of the community early enough sometimes. You know what I mean? I think they stumble onto it after a couple of years of fumbling and buying whatever they like. They finally go, oh, there's info out there and Patreon groups I could talk to. I think that needs to be like more on the front end for a lot of people, where it would steer them clear of some of those pitfalls. So talk about like what drew your eye right away, and like what you envisioned, or what your mind's eye or buying preference kind of altered over time, right? But how did that kind of make that transition? What fed that?
Yeah. So when I was at his place, so his name is Brian from AB Genetics. He's still around, but he is downsizing. Um,
Okay.
he when I was at his place, he would just open his racks, and he's like, this is something desert ghost. This is leopard clown. I'm gonna put it together, and it's gonna make something that looks like this. And he would show me a picture, and I'm like, so you just put them together, and they morph, they color change, you get smooth looking animals, you get rough looking, like dirty speckled animals. And he's like, yeah. And it just intrigued me, like, yeah, with my background in like nursing, and just constantly wanting to learn and understand what's going on. It really intrigued me.
Okay.
Yeah, totally get
Yeah.
that, man.
Did you have a grasp of like breeding and genetics and other animals and things out there prior? So this is all brand new
Never.
to you with the
Yeah.
snakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my first snake actually was my divorce snake, I call it. So
Ah.
when I always
Okay.
wanted a reptile. My brother used to breed corn snakes years and years ago, but it was just like, I don't even know what they call them, reds, I think. I don't even know what they are. But yeah, he bred them, and then I wanted one. I couldn't get one, and finally I got divorced. And I'm like, within 2 months of divorce, I had this first snake. Knew
Yeah,
nothing about it, didn't know how to care for it, but I just said I want one. I'll figure it out. But
that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Gotcha. All right. And that's odd, in this, or I say that's odd, it's not odd, but we do find over and over again with the different guests we have on that they've gone through cycles of different things, and they just seem to have that like breeder gene in people, if you want to call it that. Like they've considered it with cats and with dogs, or with birds, or whatever. They kind of have carried that trend through their life, and they landed on snakes at some point, or reptiles. But this is all brand new to you coming in. You're like, what in the world? This is possible, right? So this
yeah,
is really a shock. Okay.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Super cool.
But I don't recommend coming into it the way I came into it to anybody. Like, yeah, do your research before you dive in. Like, I should have known about how to care for a ball python before I bought one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the 100% the top advice everybody gives is like, don't do what I did, do your research. It's always the same. Yeah, makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
I kind of, I get that. I do get saying that. But when you see the same things over and over, you wonder if that's not
Yeah,
like the natural draw that really does get you in it. And maybe some
it
of those
is.
stumbling blocks are like part of what makes it interesting, right? Like if you just come
Yeah,
in knowing everything, is it, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
not to not go research, but I feel like that part of the process kind of drives you to do it better and want something different. And in a
right.
way,
ex-
propels you a little bit to give the bigger effort. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that failure point is good,
exactly,
and no one should view it that way, right? Like, what do you learn if you don't mess up? Kind of a deal.
Mhm.
I don't
exactly.
know.
And if I would have waited to know everything and do my research, I wouldn't have one snake in my collection right now. So because
Right.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
constantly learning. I'm
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so started with a spider. First couple purchases, what were you buying by? This is really pretty, or were you thinking of, I'm gonna pair these like out of the gate? You're like thinking these are gonna be something I'm gonna work with.
Yeah, cheap and pretty.
Okay.
Um, the one thing I did right was I bought proven breeder right out the gate. It was only an Enchi Mojave, um, but I bred it to a clown. I was like, I'm at least gonna make some hets. But yeah, I kind of overpaid for it, but at the time it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But got my feet
everything.
wet.
That time period you're talking about, no one was
Sub.
underpaying for that.
Right.
No.
You know
That's
what I mean?
something I've learned is once you buy it, you just forget about what you paid for. It does not matter because in 5 years it will be disappointing. 100% guarantee it. If you're super lucky, you might have hit something that's maybe a trend or something where you know things look up for you. But for the most part, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
disappointing if you look back.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think that's viewed wrong a lot too. I think we do talk about that occasionally with different people, like this whole thing sinking and prices for that animal certainly have dropped, right?
Hmm.
But we've looked back, and I've looked at some of the males we bought at 3K, 3,500, but we've sold 7K
Yeah.
babies out of that male. Do you know what? And really, did we lose? Not really. I mean, he's
Right.
not worth what he was, but you still progressed. You
Yeah.
still were in it doing your thing. And all those offspring matter. I mean, are you making a fortune? No, but it still made sense to have that
Right.
animal even at that price. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
Exactly.
I think people tend to beat up that individual example and go, "Well, yeah, I got
Yeah.
it for $5,000. Now it's 300." Well, yeah, but you made 6K babies out of it, So he paid for himself in a weird
Exactly.
way, or hopefully. I mean, maybe that's not always the case, but
Yep.
it's to look further into it. Plus, what is the cost of knowledge and experience?
Yeah.
What is the cost of that thing being in your rack and working for you and driving you to do something with it? You can't really monetize that to some degree, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And actually, one of the babies from that clutch, from the first clutch you got, laid her first egg tonight. So she's gonna hopefully drop the rest. So I consider myself an official breeder now. My
Nice.
babies are
There you
laying
go.
babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the mark, right? When your own offspring are starting to produce. It's like
Exactly.
now
Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually doing something outside of just bringing things in and sticking them together. Yeah,
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
It's a
talk
big
about
day.
that shift. I mean, you said an Enchi Mojave, and you went to a clown. You're going to make some het stuff and pair those up. But
Yeah.
did you start to kind of define a project, and when did that happen for you?
Yeah. So right out of the gate, when I was doing my research my first year, I knew I loved hypo, and everyone hated it, and I was like, this is the best gene in the world, and I love clown. I think everyone pretty much loves clown. I know there's a few people out there. I'm sorry if I offended you, but most of us love clown. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna head in that direction, but I'm not gonna buy into it because everything, 2021 it was expensive, and I didn't know anything about it. I had savings and stuff, but I didn't want to blow my bank account. But yeah, so I kind of had a direction, but I think like Billy and Austin really opened my eyes to say it's better to actually buy a project than it is to try to make your own hets and chase a project.
Oh yeah.
So that was one of the big
Sometimes, yep.
things that kind of turned me around. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you can buy the hets or buy the project, but
Yeah, sometimes, and our hesitation always on that line again, like we talked about just a moment ago, is like, where is that experience critical? I think if you come in and you drop that big amount of money and you have no idea what you're doing, that can be really detrimental to
yeah,
getting something that's a stepping stone and learn the process. Give it that first year or two and then start putting your investment in.
Yeah.
If it makes sense to you, it's working, you understand how it works. You know what I
and
mean?
it depends on what you're making too. I mean, so we've talked about this a million times. If you take all the possibilities out of all the morphs, there's a ton of stuff that literally you can't buy into the project if that's what you're going to do because it hasn't been done or it's only been done at the very first level, which, what's the difference at that point? You may be better off to go, who's got the lines that I want to get into this and start there, buy those and then work your way up. But
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
And I think that's something I noticed after my first year was quality. Like looking at what people were producing, what looks good, and
yeah.
you're like, is that really a pastel clown? Because that's supposed to be a pastel clown, and it's like, yeah,
Right?
I
That
want
is
that pastel.
so true. So
Yeah.
true, man.
Yes. Yeah, wide range in that. And again, you talked about getting in with Billy and Austin and that Patreon
Mm.
right out of the gate, and that really probably steered right. So now you said you like clown, you like hypo. what is your focus now? I know you're really like narrowed out to what you want to create and what you're looking to make.
Yeah,
What's that project for you now?
it's hypo ultramel clown pied, all four together, and that's my goal. Everything I produce is just merging right into that. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm trying not to look sideways. I look at some new jeans that maybe don't have the heads and stuff. If you can't buy it. Like I recently just picked up a jean called Nico. Um, so I'm looking to work that into my projects. See if it
Okay.
does anything. I don't know. It's kind of a low key gene, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've not even heard
Yeah.
of that. What can you speak to what that
yeah,
does or what that's about?
yeah. So it's a gene that was founded by I believe it was a guy here in Toronto. That's where I picked up from DNJ Reptiles.
Okay.
Um, and it basically it looks a lot similar to like the coloring of a cinnamon, but it's smooth like a blade. It's very interesting.
Mm.
Um, and I seen it with some like stranger clown combos that he had showed me, and it was like instead of it being like crazy dark all over, it kind of brings like flaming up from the belly and then makes it dark along the top. Like it just looks a little different, like a dinker jean really, but
Okay.
it's just something a different angle I think I want to take at it.
More a
Yeah.
color influence than a pattern influence then.
Definitely, yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah.
cool though. I kind of like that trend. I'll be honest, like you look at Mandarin, you look at some of these jeans that are coming out that are a little bit more of a color trend, like peach or cantaloupe, these ones that are putting a little bit of a shade on things are, I think, going to be a bigger thing than people are giving it credit for. When you
Hmm.
go through an expo and you start to look through the racks of what stands out, those are going to be the animals that catch your eye. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
Where
It's
all
the
the other
future red
combos are
stripe.
there. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And
So,
if you're doing anything in clown too, man, I feel like the natural plug-in is lace. Lace with clown is just so phenomenal.
Hmm.
I don't know that I've seen it with Ultramel. John, maybe you have.
I have not. I
No
definitely the
idea.
direction we're going here. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely want to
Yeah.
see what that does on those different T positive, the different albinism genes because I haven't
Hmm.
seen a lot of that done, and I'm curious to see. Yeah, exactly. It's a great
Yeah,
direction.
yeah. With white
Um,
lace, yeah, for sure.
yep, yep. So if you're building this direction, can you kind of walk us through what your thoughts are in getting your incompletes and your well incompletes I call them codoms
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
there's terms floating around it's incompletes really but jamming those into this since you're so tight a focus on the hypo clown pied ultramel right no
Hmm.
not the pied just
Yeah,
ultra hypo clown
and pied.
oh pied also okay
Yeah,
so you got the
yeah,
four recessives going okay
yeah, yeah.
how are you bringing those in each step of the way because backtracking is a bitch like going
Mm,
backwards and adding those is not going to be fun right so
yeah, yeah. So what I did was I went out and uh, 2 years ago I invested some money with Austin and I bought a powerhouse male, which was an ultramel triple het hypoclown pied, and I basically because like single like pied females, ultramel females, hypo females with some codoms, they're not crazy expensive.
Hmm.
So I basically took my mail and just plugged them in. Like yeah, it worked. It worked out great. I had
okay
a couple animals that have like four codoms in it, visual clown, and then it's got like the triple hat females.
okay
So it's just yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
the best way to build your project, especially in this project that I'm working. I don't think it's crazy popular, so it's not too common to find available loaded females
yeah
with it. So
very
you
rare
you you've
actually
got to take them along with you.
And you don't feel like you're racing somebody. Like you got to get there tomorrow or it's over, right? That
Yeah,
is something people do, man. Oof.
yeah I
yeah.
don't want to do that neck and neck chase thing that's not
No.
fun
No, exactly. I want to keep this fun. I want to keep this a hobby. I still have a
Yeah.
full time job. I got a 6 figure job. This is just
Yep.
for fun. Yeah.
so going on you purchased in 19 produced in 21 Where are
Yep.
you sitting, just as a rough guess, for total collection size and how many clutches you've produced in those last 3-4 years?
Yeah. So I consider myself a boutique breeder. I'm sitting at, I think I got like 65 snakes, including what I have for sale. So I think I
Okay.
produced like 12 clutches last year, and I've got 10 animals left. So,
12's pretty
Nice.
but
solid,
and
man.
I held back 20. So yeah,
Wow, good numbers though. I mean, to
Yeah,
have
really
that many
good.
holdbacks is you're
yeah.
hitting the things you want to hit, right? So,
I spent a ton on shed testing last year, but I did well. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
and okay, let's talk about that a little bit. From the Canadian perspective, do you go through, is it Heather?
Heather,
And
yeah.
what is that company up there? I'm sorry.
It's what do they call that? Okay, I can't think of her handle. It's a ball pipe, Ballroom Canada. That's what it's called. That's her company, but her shed test company is, I can't think of it. But she runs it through university, so she's a professor at
Oh, okay.
university up in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
yeah, so we just mail our sheds up there. We pay, they send us a bill. We pay it through their, like basically like signing up for a college course, and yeah, they do our shed testing.
How many
But
how
Nice.
many morphs do they test right now?
I believe she's got uh almost everything you guys have. So I don't. What is there? 50 right now?
It's close to
Wow,
that.
all
I
Yeah,
combined,
don't know the
yeah.
specifics,
yeah,
but
Yeah, it's probably close. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow,
But
that's
we don't
stuff.
have like panel tests or anything, so we pay individual,
Right.
gotcha.
which is
Okay.
yeah, something I've been yelling at her about, but she's not
Hey,
into
can
it.
we get a group discount on this thing, lady? Right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
No,
I'd always offer that because why not?
Right.
well,
Well,
if
there's
it
no
makes sense
competition.
to their testing, right? So they may
Hmm.
not have where that panel is easy for them. They might have to process the same regardless if it's a panel or not, where these guys will split it all and they'll run the same thing through multiple. Might be slightly different on how they process that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, so all of this excitement, I am turning Barney purple. I have no idea what's going on with my camera. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. If I start to sound funny or start to talk to kids or something weird, let me know. But yeah, I'm always curious because we don't hear that side of it. And I'm assuming that getting the actual biological material over border is just as tricky, right? Like you're not able to ship that stuff cross border to the other testing outlets, right? Or
It'd
am
be
I
the same as
wrong on
shipping a
that?
live animal. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's where the difficulty comes in. So thank God Heather's up there, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. We're very thankful for sure.
Okay, cool deal.
Yeah.
So of these 20, you're still narrowing out to this direction. Can you give us a rough, like, incomplete count going into this project with you? Do you know offhand? Hey, I've got 12 different incompletes I'm working into this, or
I have one, two, I'm probably around 15 to 20. Yeah. That's
nice.
my guess.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we're gonna start to see some really cool variety.
I hope so. I hope so. A couple years ago, when I bought into this project, I saw a post from Ozzy Boyd's, and he posted he had hit the quad, and it was the most beautiful snake I've ever seen in my life. And
Yeah,
I, even if I
Wow.
just hit that without the codoms, I'd retire. Like it, there's something about ultramel and pied, and then you add hypo and clown on top. It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable. The oranges are crazy.
yeah,
I can't wait. I'm like, yeah, next year I'm gonna go for the quad for sure.
That's
and
cool,
that's
man.
no easy task. People have
No.
No.
no idea what the odds
Yeah.
of quads are. I mean, there are very few that have been hit. Period, with big projects aimed at that. So
Yeah.
yeah, good luck to you,
That's
man. Crossing
yeah.
fingers that does actually work out. I know you're still fighting odds on that side, but can you tell us? Can you give us a little bit of insight as to what your favorite things going in there are, and maybe why?
Banana. I just love. I love the look of banana. Uh,
Yes, you are
as
showing one of those tonight too. I'm just telling you right now. You have to show us because I did
yeah,
not think banana was going to work well in that, but I agree.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. Banana and leopard. Yeah, we were talking about it. Actually, I'll show you right now. This is the
Okay. Well, there you go,
one.
guys. Twisted his arm right into it.
yeah. You guys saw my YouTube video. Actually, I put it out this morning. It's on banana. I love banana. So where's my
Ah,
camera? There it is. So that
There you go.
is
man.
The
banana
purples and
leopard.
oranges.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. The camera's not picking it up. And I think this guy he's going in the shed actually. But yeah, the flaming up the sides. But
But
banana
those
leopard
purples.
clown. Yeah. And these double het ultra male hypo. Just incredible.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah. That is a
And
extremely nice looking animal. And again, like I say, I did not anticipate banana to be one of those. I didn't really think about going into ultramel with that. But seeing it, it's like, holy crap.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, you know? That thing's
Yeah.
amazingly nice. I'm going to shift this up too. We're going to do this and go this route so we can get
There you
you this way, get me off there. Because now that you have one out, you can't just dangle one snake. People are going to definitely be going like, all right, Joe, what else do you got back there in this line?
Let's see. This girl's in shed right now, but I'll grab her. It's another banana girl. This one is this is the one I'm really crazy. This is my extra rat girl. So it's a banana pastel Mojave spot nose clown, and it's triple het
Wow.
hypo ultramelon pied. And I know, spot nose. Where's my camera? Spot nose and pied is not, you know, the best combo people are looking for. But from a breeder perspective, this is a
Yes,
gem of
that
an
is a
animal.
Oh yeah.
banger.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like imagine a spot nose clown on a pied body. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the head of a spot nose clown would be wild. But yeah,
And I
Yeah.
don't,
she's
yeah, I don't think spot nose is going to be a big detriment in the pied. You know, with along with everything else you're bringing in, plus you're only going to hit it every 50%, right? So
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. I mean, having it in there as a breeder, that's an option for you. So
yeah,
never beat
absolutely.
that.
yeah, she's amazing. Since we're sticking with banana, let me show you this girl. You want to see some purples and some oranges? This is sorry. Big shout out to Chris,
Oh,
by the way, guys.
Absolutely.
oh yeah, beautiful
Yeah,
man.
the purples on this is just
Wow.
incredible. Yeah, and the oranges. Where's her tail? Here it is.
Yeah.
So, Joe, let me ask this. Was
Yeah.
all this stuff bought as banana, or was any of it mentioned as Coral Glow line? Just
No, it's
curious.
just it's just banana. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I don't even know if there's a difference. Is there a
Well,
difference?
supposedly through testing, but you know, a lot of that line lineal stuff, you can
Mm-hmm.
kind of tell to a weird degree. Like, hey, this came through this line.
Yeah.
Yeah, testing wise,
It's like
they're showing up
Right.
identical. Yep.
it's kind of like the
Right.
butter lesser thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that is different though. In a true butter
Mm-hmm.
now, they've discovered.
But it wasn't.
So.
That wasn't until recently though, and people,
Right,
you know,
everybody's like same gene, same gene.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I don't know, those butters are pretty different.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
all right, dude, awesome. What
Yes.
what are you most looking forward to?
Um, I mean, this year is a building year for me, so I, I got a couple of like little dinker projects that I was mentioning that I'm working, and that's probably like one of a couple clutches from that this year, just to see if it is anything. Just some stuff that I've noticed that's kind of popped up in some animals I purchased.
Yeah, dude, that's so
But
fun.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
the
It really
this is
is.
the Nico, was it?
That's the one I just recently purchased
Okay.
couple months ago. But another one is it was an animal I bought from I don't know if you guys know Sal from House of Gaia. He's out in Calgary,
Familiar
I
with the
believe it
House
is.
of Gaia. Yep, yep.
Yeah. Great guy. He does YouTube and good following. But I bought a yellow belly clown from him. He posted on a video, and it came out of like a stranger clutch, and I was like, man, that yellow belly looks crazy. So I bought it, shipped it over. I bred it with Austin because Austin was like, man, it could be het monsoon, stranger and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I bred it to his pinstripe het monsoon. Got no monsoons out of it, but all the babies just look different.
Super
And
weird.
Yeah, and then I was talking to Sal, and he's like, "Yeah, I've noticed there's something going on here." So he started holding it back, and now I'm holding it back. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
You don't
Yeah.
definitely.
have that
What
animal right handy. It's not like paired
what
up
Um,
with
was
something weird.
what was Austin's
let's,
take on it as far as the offspring? Did he agree
yeah,
something's weird?
Austin thought we maybe just either missed on the monsoon
Uh,
or there's something going on for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, where is he right now? No, it's not him. I think he is paired up. Let's see if he's locked.
Oh, if he's in with a female, just leave him
Yeah.
be. Yeah, don't disrupt
Uh,
that.
they were on opposite ends. They were locked this morning, but
Yeah.
so I've shown this guy off on some of my videos. So this is supposed to be a
Ooh,
yellow belly het clown because I tested it for monsoon and it came back negative. And look at the graniting, just a
Yeah.
blown
just the
out.
pattern. Like
Yeah.
Wow, the
what in the?
pattern. Yeah, that is not just yellow belly. There's no way.
Yeah. But I was like,
No,
is it spot nose? Is it, special? Is it hurricane?
it's
But
not spot
everything has
nose
come
or
back.
special.
Yeah, everything's come back negative on it. So
Yeah.
The
yeah, it's
the
definitely
one
something.
thing I will say is it acts like a really strange hypo het. Like the crossovers and those little hooks remind me of some of the hypo lines tend to do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's why I thought it was
boy,
head monsoon. Where's my camera? There it is. With all the stretched out
Yeah.
alien heads in the eyes, and it,
Wow.
yeah,
yeah, it was pulling up into the dorsal, like the floaters going on there,
Yeah.
but negative.
definitely
That's
something
definitely a
different
dinker.
there.
Definitely a
Yeah,
dinker. Yeah.
yeah.
I like
So we'll
that.
see what's going on.
And then Joe, I hate to keep
But
telling you to hey grab this animal, but I'm you mentioned the Nico. I have no idea what that is. I'm super curious now that you
yeah,
I've
say it's got this weird color tint to it.
yeah, I've
let's
Because the
heard of
see.
that
camera's
one,
really
but
picking up
haven't seen
nice.
it.
I mean,
Yeah. I wonder if I can pop you guys. She's actually in with a male right now.
oh
But
nah, don't worry about it.
are you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, don't disturb your animals and pairings and stuff for this. That'd be
Yeah,
silly.
she's in with my stranger, pastel stranger clown. So
Okay.
Nice, okay.
let's see. Let's line that up. Good. So yeah, I really like what it did with the stranger. So I was like, you know what? That's the first mail it's going to.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll send you guys a picture after the show.
Cool.
For
It's really
sure.
nice. Yeah.
Well, we've been stalking the Insta anyway just to see what all's on there, and we haven't touched on that side of it at all either. I mean, we did briefly, but you are doing a fair amount of lives yourself with Jeff, and can you kind of tell us what that's about and where to find that and how to kind of tune in when we want to?
For sure. Yeah. So it's the show with my buddy Jeff from Morpheus Morphs. If you guys seen Billy's lives, he sits next to him sometimes. The heavier guy. I can say that because I got my own. But yeah, so it's every other Sunday. We do it on Instagram. We try to showcase breeders who have been in it like as long as we have, like 6 years less, 10 years less,
Yeah.
and just talk. We just talk snakes. We don't even really want to see anything. We just take their take on it and what they're planning on doing if they any experiences that they've had and whatever. But it's
Yeah.
fun, yeah. But we did that on Instagram. We're talking about moving it to YouTube, but I'm gonna have to pick you guys' brain to figure out all this StreamYard stuff because that's not up my alley. But
Oh, super, super straightforward. If we can
yeah,
figure it
Yeah.
out, I'm telling you pretty well anyone can. Just takes a few minutes to kind of look through it and get it figured out. But
yeah,
I did pop in. I caught you guys on a live. I've watched a few of them. You do a really good job of how you go about that. I would struggle in that environment, but you guys seem
Hmm.
to manage that really well because I don't do well on the cell phone thing at all. Like if you give me a
No.
cell phone app or a PC app, I'm going PC every time.
right,
It's
right.
Man,
infuriating.
I
on the
gave
phone.
up. Yeah, I go in and I watch so many YouTubes and people don't even know I'm there because I'm on my phone. I refuse to even try to get in a chat. It's a literal disaster, man.
Yeah, you got a
So I just
bear
watch
paw
and keep
trying
my
to hit a
mouth shut.
digit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just so dumb.
it's
Yeah,
rough. It's definitely
yeah,
rough. So I applaud that. I would really like to see, and I saw you guys talking equipment on one of the ones I watched. You're like, hey, what should we grab for this if we want to do this, and getting your cameras and mics and all of that stuff.
yep,
I'll tell you, we've had a ton of different range of people on here. whatever you're using right now is more than sufficient. You sound
Oh, okay.
perfect. The
Yeah.
Awesome.
picture's
Yeah.
great. I think you could really get by with that. I'm you got to take it. I'm Barney up here, so don't take my word for it. No idea what my stuff's doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to my sponsor, Apple, for this AirPod and my iPhone
Right.
13.
Careful now. You don't want
right.
all these illegal things
Right.
landing in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mailbox.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
We do not sponsor Joe, right?
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is you could completely suffice with what you've got going right now, and I'd like to kind of see that transition. You have a really good dynamic with Jeff. I think you guys have natural conversations that I think will do well
yeah.
because there isn't anything else around that. It's just you guys talking, and
Yeah.
that comes off exactly like it should, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. There's no plan. We just go. Sometimes we have a guest. Sometimes we do open mic. People pop in. And
yeah.
it's just fun. Yeah. It's the way it
Well,
should be.
don't let anyone deter you. I say
Exactly.
do it. Jason says do it. Barney says do it. And I bet in just a few minutes, Jamie is going to say do it too. But
Yeah.
she's going to run you through the ringer a little bit first. And we always hit this point. It's about 50 minutes in, close to an hour in. Jen, no worries. You come in whenever it's comfortable for you. Understand people's schedules are all different. And we're just now starting most times. So I think that threw some people off too. But it's hot seat time. I saw you take a big gulp. Are you ready for this show,
Yeah.
Jamie?
Get
are you ready?
hydrated.
Yeah.
Get hydrated.
I'm sweating.
We just have one more requirement, and that's Mitzi with the hot seat emojis. That's what kicks it off
Yeah.
every time. I'm sure she's already
lagging a
working
little
on it.
bit.
Come on, Mitzi.
Yeah, well, we'll let her do it. She's our entry point into the hot seat.
There it is.
That's it. Now you're on the hook, Joe. Good luck, sir.
Here we
Jason
go.
and I will be heckling from the background. Everyone else enjoy, but hot seat time, guys. Good luck over there, Joe.
Thanks.
Hello. You don't have to be scared. I won't go too hard on you. It's fun. Bunch of goofy questions. We'll start you
Ready.
off with this one.
All
In
right.
your opinion, does everything happen for a reason or is it all random?
Everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
I've noticed that quite a bit in my life.
Yeah.
42
Yeah.
years of experience, but yes.
Yeah, yep. You can always tie it back, even if it's in hindsight, to something later if you don't realize it at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cabin in the woods or a condo in the city?
Oh, I'm going woods. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
every
If I
day.
didn't go woods, my wife would kill me. Yeah, yeah. Campfire,
Yeah.
cabin. Yeah.
Do you see moose up there? Have you ever seen a wild moose?
I haven't, but just a couple hours north of us, yeah. Big moose
Oh,
hunting. Oh yeah.
I need to see a wild moose.
They're the size of a Mack truck, so yeah.
It would be, I don't know if that's like a bucket list item because I can't really be, but right? I need to see one. That'd be so cool. Okay. Hot sauce on everything or ketchup on everything?
I mean, we're not talking dessert, right?
No,
But
like
I'll go hot sauce. Yeah. I love
just
hot
things
sauce.
that use those types of sauces. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be gross on dessert. Would you rather be comfortable or challenged?
You know, this year I'm choosing challenged.
Okay.
Previously I've been choosing comfortable, but
Yeah.
I haven't been growing. So
Right.
challenged for sure.
Yeah. Right. Yep. That's facts for sure.
Yes. Yes.
It's easier to be comfortable, but yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Okay. John's going to be laughing backstage at this one because we had a funny discussion about it before the show, but poutine or burgers?
Ah, I mean, depending on the burger, but I love poutine.
Yeah, it's so
Um,
good.
but
It's so good. John's like, I don't even know what it is. I'm like, what? It's like
Oh,
gravy and
yeah.
cheese curds and French fries. It's so delicious.
Yeah. Our Costco sells poutine here. Oh my God. It's to die for.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is
That's,
very good.
yeah.
I love it too. Frozen pond or indoor rink?
Frozen pond.
Okay. Do you ice
Definitely.
fish?
Actually, the first time this year, I went with Austin.
Oh,
I
awesome.
hated every minute of it.
You did?
Every
Oh,
minute of it. It was cold. My
yeah.
feet got wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
No, we sat out there for
Well,
8 hours and nothing.
that's
Nothing.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We have an ice house, so it's kind of like a camper on the ice, which makes it a lot more enjoyable because you can sit in your t-shirt and be comfortable. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do they call that? Like glamp fishing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my kind of fishing. Okay. Camping or fishing?
Camping.
Okay. Do
Definitely
you
camping.
camper or tent then?
Oh, tent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tenting it. It's
Yeah.
fun. When you get to be a little bit older, though, it's a little harder to tent camp.
Yeah. It's a commitment. You
Yeah,
gotta go for a few days because you don't want to
yeah,
set up and then take down. But
yep. It's a lot of work.
mhm.
Would you rather play the sport or watch the sport? Any sport?
I'm playing
Yeah.
for sure.
What?
Oh yeah. 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 I got ADD, so I can't sit and watch
What is your favorite sport to play?
baseball.
Okay.
That's my love, my passion. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Say what you think or keep it polite.
Keep it polite. I've gotten in trouble in my years, so yeah, keep it polite.
Coffee or beer?
I'm not really a beer guy, so coffee. But if it was
Okay.
rum,
Okay. Coffee or
yeah,
rum? I'm just-
rum.
Truck or sports car?
Sports car,
Okay. What kind? What type? What model?
Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
Uh, I love the Cobra, so yeah.
Okay.
Even
Very nice.
yeah,
It's a nice car. When I was a teenager, I always wanted a yellow Mustang. It'd
yeah.
be fun. I would never anymore. I wouldn't want to stand out like that, but it's funny. Speed limits, do they matter or are they just a suggestion? The
Just a
latter.
suggestion. I actually said that on my driver's training years ago. I was going around a bend and it's like a yellow sign and it says 30 kilometers, so 15 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and I was doing probably 20 miles an hour, and the guy's like, you're supposed to be doing 15. I said, that's only a suggestion. It's yellow.
Right? Yeah, caution.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think it's important to share your mistakes or only your successes?
I definitely think you should share your mistakes. I,
Hmm.
I feel like when you share just your successes, you're just bragging.
Right.
And then you just put people off and no one
Yeah.
wants to talk to you
Yeah.
because they think you're superhuman.
Nobody
So
who talks to you. That's funny. Yeah, I agree with you. Invest deeply in a few projects or lightly in many?
deeply in a few,
Yep.
deeply in one.
Okay, very good. Build something lasting or something impactful right now?
Something lasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would it be?
Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah?
Definitely Jessica Rabbit.
Weird. So
That's because
many of,
Roger's gonna be there too, so yeah, we'll be good.
yeah, yeah. That's funny. She's a popular cartoon character on this show.
Yeah.
It's funny. What style food is your favorite?
Mexican.
Yeah,
I love
Mexicans.
Mexican food. Oh
Very
yeah.
good. Yep, yep. This question is from the Harbins for you from last week's episode. Who do you look up to the most in the industry?
Well, shout out to my mentor Austin,
Yep.
Hat Sharptails, and then I love Antoine DPR. His vision on stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. That was from Josh. This is Alicia's. Who is your favorite band?
my favorite band. I would. S- okay, I changed my answer. It's no, Hootie and the Blowfish for
Oh
sure.
yeah, that's fun. They have some
Yeah,
fun
Darius Rucker.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're doing so well. The last question for you in the hot seat now is to pass it on. And what is one question that you would like me to ask the next No Remorph guest?
One question to ask. Um, if reptiles were to fold, what would be your new hobby?
Okay, that's a great question. I love that. Very good. Thank you. I learned some things about you and it was fun and I didn't go too hard on you. Thank you
I'm still
everybody
sweating.
that's in the chat. Thanks for coming out. If you want to use your Forge coin, reach out to us. We will be happy to help you out with that. And as always, like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Nice,
Nice job.
nice. Well done, sir.
Thank
Now,
you. That was tough.
we
I have
haven't
some
done this
comments.
before. Yeah,
Sorry.
we haven't done this before, but I definitely want to know the answer to your own question now. Like, I kind of
Yeah,
have to know that because that was on your brain, right? So you're
that's a
thinking about
good
it. Is
question.
it? It's a great question. Yeah. So what? How
Yeah.
do you feel about that? If everything were to say, hey, no one can have reptiles anymore, where do you focus? What is your follow up hobby?
I think I'd. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a hobby. I'd probably open a bar. Because what else are you gonna do? You might as well go and have a drink and watch a game.
Yeah,
Right.
But and eat, yeah, poutine bar. There we go.
dude, I am all over that, man. We got to figure out what's going on with that for sure.
Mm. Yeah,
I
you've never had a
know.
poutine?
Maybe
Didn't.
American or Canadian because we got a different definition, I think. But
Oh, okay.
no,
Okay.
no, I've never
Yeah.
heard of it. Never had it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was laughing though. I've totally figured out immediately the conversation that John and Jamie had about that. So it cracked
Yeah.
me up.
It
Yeah.
went really wrong on our side, and I'm like,
I can
it
only
went
imagine.
wrong really fast. Yeah, we left
Yeah.
it alone at that point, and they're like, yes, go ahead and ask your poutine question. That's fine. But
I,
it does sound delicious, and it does sound like something we should have in Wisconsin here. And I think there's places
yeah.
obviously you can get it, but it's not like a regular menu item anywhere. You know.
Yeah.
But Joe
What?
Joe will never know because he doesn't like beer, which means he can't come to Wisconsin. So that was one of my comments. The other was the dessert and the hot sauce thing. Don't chalk that off, man.
Oh, really?
So yeah, chili and chocolate actually are delicious together.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's some mixes that would surprise you there for sure.
Yeah, I actually make a smoky bacon cinnamon chili, which is
Yes.
amazing. It's got a sweetness to it, but God, it's so good. You could eat bowls of that stuff. I do
Right.
eat bowls of that stuff.
do you guys have an airport near you? I can fly in and we'll whip it up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you're gonna have to ice fish if you come this direction, you
Yeah.
know. But you'll be at least be in a camper and you'll be comfy with a
There we go.
t-shirt and all of that.
That's right.
I'd
Yeah.
rather
We'll
go
just
to Canada.
I would
We'll go
too,
that
I'll be
direction.
honest,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys should come up.
Yeah.
for sure. So you talked about being in Detroit.
Yeah.
At, and maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't want to talk about that, but like, at what point was that transition? You moved from Detroit to Canada, which is you hear a lot about the other direction. You hear a lot of Canadians come to the stateside, but I don't hear a ton going the other direction. So what drove that whole thing?
I was really young. So I was born and raised in Detroit. And then my mom remarried in 95 and we came up here. So I was like
Okay,
10 years old at the time. And yeah. So still got all my family there. My dad's still in the States. But
all
yeah,
right.
Okay.
my passport says American.
So the message of the day is look out for those suave Canadians. They're trying to take
I'm an
all of the
imposter.
ladies up. Yeah,
Yeah,
taking all the
yeah.
ladies up north of the border. So, in your conversation prior to the show, we talked a little bit about how different it is to be. Again, I hate to beat up the Canada U.S. thing, but I do think there is a different view on how all this works and the mechanics of like where you get your animals, what kind of markets you shop, expos that you would attend, things like that. But can you tell us a little bit more detailed about like where you look for animals, how you see your market there in Canada versus, I mean, we all kind of have the stateside view of it, the morph market thing, and we've got just a ton of options that are close. But Canada's huge, right? Canada's enormous. Are you finding it all kind of centralized around Toronto and those areas, or is it all spread? I don't even know what that looks like, I guess.
Yeah. So it's definitely all spread out. I've sold snakes to Nova Scotia, which is up by Maine. I've sold snakes to BC. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely like our population is small, but the hobby is definitely picking up.
How much does your shipping vary across Canada? Like if you're shipping all the way across versus a
Yeah.
short, halfway across, is there a huge difference in shipping or is it?
I find it's like standard. Like FedEx charges like I think it's like 120 to ship across country, or I can pay 120 to ship it to the next town over. So it's just like a
Okay.
flat rate kind of thing. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all go through like Reptile Express, so
Yeah.
it's just whatever they quote you.
It's
Yeah.
definitely higher
Gotcha.
than the U.S. I think what are we averaging, John, now? About 60, somewhere in that range to 80?
Yeah, it varied a lot, and I will talk to that a little bit because I think it was a beat up point in the market for a long time
Mm-hmm.
with the morph
Uh,
market shipping, and we've used it a lot. And I'll be honest, we're in the pet grade area where a lot of our animals going out, whether that's 3 states away or across country, it's kind of nonsense for us to go a different route on an animal that's a
yeah.
$125 animal. If we're looking at $90 shipping on a 120 animal, you're doubling the price of that animal for someone. Where
Oh
Morph
yeah.
Yep.
Market has kind of put that in a range where it starts to make sense at $50, not 100 to ship it. So I know it got a lot of flack. We haven't had a lot of incident where it's become a reach out to customer service and help us out. FedEx has done their job. The tracking, the updates, everything through Morph Market have been timely and really decent. So when you run into a snag, right away. I mean, their integrated system. I can't say a lot of bad about it. I know there are great
No,
shippers out there
it's
that
been
you
pretty good.
want that coverage on. You've got Redline, you've got some of these other outfits that do a fantastic job on the customer service side, and I fully get supporting those people. At the same time, we can't make those sales. We
Right.
wouldn't we would not make that sale if we had to go that route. So in a way it limits our option,
Yep.
and we've been maybe we've just been fortunate, but it's worked
Mhm.
and it does seem to fit the bill. I think there's a time and place for all of it, I guess is what I'm getting at the end of the day. If all things considered, we had that large dollar animal, we would definitely go Robin and Redline and really ensure that all sides are covered in that transaction, and things are going to go the way they should.
Yeah.
But I feel like a big chunk of the market just isn't that right now,
Yeah.
which is hard to see because he's been such a great community guy, right? And he's done so much to support the smaller breeders and things out there. And I don't physically think he can get those cuts. I don't think he can get those
Right.
percentages off, or
Well,
he
it's
would. Do you know
leverage.
what I mean?
It's all,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about leverage, period.
Yep.
It's not that he's not
Absolutely.
trying.
Oh, absolutely. And you have to feel for all those entities in that. And it's like when you buy something at Walmart rather than going to the local hardware store. If you're
Mm-hmm.
doing that 7 times a week, you feel bad. If you do it once, not a big deal. And I will go to the hardware store when those things come up because I want to see that guy around. I don't want to see another Walmart there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, in the logistics of it all, I really don't know how to tell people what to do there other than what you kind of have to do,
Oh, you got to
if
do
that
what
makes
works
any
for you,
sense.
period. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Exactly.
it's a business. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. and everyone's gonna do what they want to do. So yeah, they
Right?
choose. If they're committed, they're committed. If they go for the cheaper option, yeah,
Kind of, kind of
Yep.
have to, yeah.
yeah.
So that's the big thing about what we don't know about your side of that equation. So, have you done some stateside shopping and had it brought over? Have you done any of that kind of transaction as far as the snakes go?
I've done some stateside shopping, but I found the people that I was trying to, connect with and pick up animals from, they didn't want to deal with the shipping to Canada.
Yeah.
So I've never actually pulled the trigger on an animal from the States. And the same going the other way. People message me all the time, how much for shipping, they send me their address. And as soon as they hear the price, either they say no thank you or they ghost. But I mean,
Yeah.
on average, to ship an animal to the States is for me is $350. And I
Yeah.
Wow,
don't
It's
make a
crazy.
dime on that. I show people the bill. I'm very transparent, but
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. So if
No,
you're selling a pet animal, yeah, they're not paying that.
makes no
gotcha.
sense. It's so irritating when you think about it. I mean, literally, what is it? There's nothing there until you pull up a map, right? I mean,
Hmm.
that we're drawing some lines and we're going, this is where the
Yeah,
line is, and anything past that is it, because that's the price of, honestly, probably, if you look
the
at,
vast majority of what we sell is that range.
yeah,
So, are you going to double
exactly.
that for someone? You know,
Yep.
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
yeah,
And even in my animals that I have for sale right now, I think I have one that's over 350. Everything else is, 250, 200.
Yeah.
No
yep,
one's, yeah.
yeah. That's very tough. So, are you finding the things to fill your voids on that side? Is there just a plentiful market for you just to go? Everything I need is here, and I have access to it, and it's going to work for me. Or are you kind of hitting that point where you're saying, I really kind of need to go there to get the things I need to fill up this program.
Yeah. So luckily for me, like I use so few clutches a year, like, 10, 12 clutches. I think you had asked me this question before, I forgot to answer it. I think I've done like 20 clutches in 4 years of breeding, right? So I'm really working my way, building my customer base. Um, and luckily I've been able to move a lot of animals locally or, just across Canada.
Right?
But definitely I would love to get into the States. Like I've even offered people just pay the shipping, right? Just so I can get an animal in the States. And you can tell your friend, and then they tell a friend, and I'd ship free animals to the States for a whole year.
Yeah.
Just pay the shipping. Just so I get my name out there. Here's my sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think it's critical that we do have cross border conversations, right? Like we had
Hmm.
Billy on, we've talked with Austin, we've had different people on that side of the fence because the markets can really work together. We've
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
purchased
hundred
through
percent.
Marcus Jane. We've gotten animals. We've even purchased single animals from that side because it fit exactly what we needed, right? But I think there is room
Yeah.
to work where we can get these batch groups that,
You'd
hey,
have to get.
create your list, fill the market, and
Yeah.
let's actually have that conversation and not exclude purely on that border issue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Small breeders
Because
would have to team up to be the same thing as like Marcus Jane, right? Because they
yeah,
can do it on their
absolutely.
own, but we're not gonna. We'd have to team up with 4 or 5 other breeders and get a group together and then make it worthwhile for people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind
could
of like
be
they do when
done,
they
right?
ship in Japan and stuff, right? Like they put a
Yeah.
big order, they ship a big box to one guy, and he disperses it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And they come over from the UK that way all the time. But unless we're having these conversations both sides of the fence, we're going to keep that like an isolated population. And there's a ton
Yeah.
of stuff I'd
Yeah.
like to see crossing back and forth.
Yeah.
Hadn't even heard of this Nico. Still haven't
Yeah.
seen it. We'll catch that on Instagram when you post it and go, this is what I talked about on Morph, right? This is the
Yeah.
Nico thing that I'm looking at. Whether it's a thing or not, who cares? But at least
Hmm.
it's new stuff out there to kind of drive interest.
Actually, it's breaking news. I haven't told anybody I bought it, so there you go.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Just want to try something
Yeah.
different before everyone else jumps on it.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe don't put it out there. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry for blowing it up.
No,
But I
it's all
want to
good.
see it regardless. Just
Yeah.
DM it, Joe, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, and how do you feel about that part of it? Being you're so focused on the Ultramel, hypo clown pied thing. Like, how do you feel about showing your progress and what things you're putting that direction? Is it as touchy as, like, we were super touchy about letting certain things out years ago? Not as much
Yeah,
now, but
yeah. I approached it at a different angle. Where breeders who are do this for a business, they want to keep their secrets. They want to keep their cards close to their chest before they let it out. Like no offense to like the Justins and stuff, if they produce 1,000 of something and then they showcase one and they're like, by the way, I got 1,000 available if you would like to buy one. Whereas me, I'm just like, guys, this works, this doesn't work. Don't waste your time. I want to better like maybe better the hobby is the wrong word, but I want to help the next guy. I
Yeah.
want
yeah,
to, I'm not in competition. It's like a car club. We just want to, show off our stuff and talk exhaust. So,
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
absolutely. So we know what hobby you would pick instantly.
All
You're
right.
going
Indian
right into
Mustang, we know
cars.
that.
He's
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
GTO. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, GTO's nice.
Yeah. So, okay, being that we touched on that, like, our view was maybe a little bit reverse, I think, of what you're saying, because we know those huge collections are out there. And we're like, we have not seen anyone do this, but we
Mhm.
know they have all the genes. And as soon as we say it, there's 80 of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It, like, the
Yeah.
reverse theory of that. Like,
Yeah.
all the genes are sitting there in these collections, but we've never seen them produce that. And we don't know why. So we're going to produce it and
Mhm.
go, huzzah, here it is.
Yeah.
Then, do whatever you want with what you've got. But there's so many big collections out there. That was more our thought process, is all those animals are just sitting there. They're just not being paired. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they say it's your project till you sell it, right? So, um,
right.
I guess if you're in that boat in that,
But
um, sorry.
that's the key. That's the key, though, and that's kind of what John was getting at. Is the reason
Yeah.
we were trying to keep quiet on a few. It wasn't like we discovered some new morph. It was like this combination hasn't been done, and we know good and well that as soon as you say it, because it was a good idea, there's
Yeah.
guys that could literally produce it that year, and it would take us 3 years to get there. And
Right.
so,
Right. Right. Right.
you're automatically missing the boat there. But
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
in
See,
the
in, in
end,
that
that's
in
what
that
happened
situation,
anyway.
yeah. But in that situation, you're not showing anything. You're talking about it, right? So I would keep that
Yeah,
to
yeah,
myself. But if I've
yeah,
made it, I don't mind.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So, craziest thing you've hatched. Your absolute favorite baby that you personally brought from that egg and now is sitting in your collection waiting to do work for you.
So I showed you that one that was in shed,
Yep.
uh, the
Gorgeous
female.
banana. Yep.
Yeah. And then I'll show you this one. Hopefully she's not in shed.
I knew we were going to see more snakes if I asked that.
Right.
I'm
This
Gotta.
this
sneaky
question
that way.
this question for me just highlights how poor of a breeder I am, because my favorite snakes literally are like 1 and 2 gene, just because I love the personality.
Yeah.
This has got nothing to do with what's in it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is a girl that I cut the egg just before I left for my wedding last year in Mexico. And
That that is nice, man.
so it's a yellow belly ultramel. Sorry, where's the camera? Yellow belly
No, you're
ultramel
right in front of it.
Krypton, and
Perfect.
it's
Yeah.
100% hyperpod.
Krypton. Okay.
Yeah, I love Krypton.
Nice.
Very, very excited. Yeah. So I guess that's another angle. I'm working with the quad
Man,
project as well.
we're going to stir the
Yeah.
hate right now, but I have never seen a better looking monarch in my life. You know what I mean? Like, if you
Yeah.
really want to go
Yeah.
that, I mean, that thing, oof,
Yeah. Yeah. And
that
she'll be
is
on
nice.
eggs next fall, I'm sure.
Beautiful girl.
She's amazing. Yeah.
So Krypton, you hadn't mentioned that route into that, but is that maybe like the fifth wheel coming into this whole hypo pied connection? Because the Krypton
Yeah.
pieds look fantastic. I mean, they look really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Krypton is one of those, people go, they're either going puzzle or they're going, cryptic with their clown. What I gotta say, puzzle and clown doesn't work anymore. So, but I just saw a Krypton and yeah, I loved it. Austin had a female available that was double het ultramal cryptic, and I said sure, yeah, I'll just try it. Never, never really paid too much attention to it, but I produced that girl and it was like, 10 out of 10. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. unreal. Yeah.
Love
I
it.
feel
first
like
sight.
Joe.
Yeah.
I feel like Joe's gonna have surprises for us because he came in. And he's like, "Oh, my project is this," and he lists four, and I'm like, leopard might look good. Oh yeah, here's a leopard one. Oh, and then here's one with Krypton, and it's like, what else you got in there, Joe?
Yeah. I'll answer any question you have, but I will not tell you everything.
Right.
I won't divulge on my own recognizance.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny. So, anything we wouldn't expect to be in the rack? Is there something that's just odd that's kind of stuck around for sentimental value? No, I'm not saying like divulge a different direction. I'm just saying, is there something you've kind of kept just purely for sentimental value, that this snake is never going anywhere, that I got this to begin with? It's how I started this journey. We have several of those that do us zero good as far as progressing
Yeah.
anything, but they'll always be here,
Yeah. Um, my it would have been my first snake that I bought. Unfortunately, she passed away
Oh,
on my first breeding season. I was one of my first clutches. She got egg bound and prolapsed, and
Oh,
it was awful. But yeah, she would have been the one.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
guess
man. That
no,
sucks.
no, no. It's the spider girl. Yeah, she was beautiful. But yeah,
Uh,
I mean that's one of the lessons learned, right? I could have turned around right there first year and said, "I'm not doing this.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm done." But I said, you know what? Now I'm doing it for her. So here I am.
yeah.
yeah, there
But
you go.
yeah, yeah, it would have been her for sure. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
rough, man.
What do you want to see outside of your stuff? Is there anything that could draw you to a different project? Is there another project that you really get like kind of conflicted about? Like, God, I really should get in that. Is there anything that kind of just pulls at you, even though you're trying to stay focused?
Yeah. I I I like
I love that reaction.
I know, because he has 12 of them
you
sitting there.
know,
Right.
I if we're sticking just reptiles, I've been loving the hybrids lately, like the burn balls and the blood balls, and that's something I would probably look to gear towards.
Okay,
But
The
no, I
burn
don't have
balls are
any of
pretty
it.
cool, man.
Yeah, yeah.
super cool. Okay,
Not to
is that
totally get off topic
go ahead?
here, because I gotta know. So just because you're at that number where it's like you're at the edge of it's gonna matter. Do you do anything for feeders? Do you buy, or are you raising any rats or?
That's a good question. So I was breeding my own rodents up until this last winter. Because going into the winter, the production drops on the rodents as well. So I found a breeder who would produce for me. I've switched a lot of my girls actually over to frozen because I do a lot of pet animals and people
Yeah.
want frozen. So
Yep.
I've stockpiled my freezer now with frozen rodents. I still have a small colony of ASF that I feed the breeders behind me because a lot of them just won't even look at it. But
Yeah.
eventually, my entire collection I plan to be on frozen, just
Okay.
because my kids are young and travel sports and
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
It
different priorities right now.
starting to get pricey though. I mean, you're like I said, you're right at the edge on the numbers where it's like this is something I'm gonna have to probably think about because it gets expensive fast.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly why I filled the freezer because the bulk rate compared to buying 10 at a time is
Yeah.
it's yeah it's
Yeah.
half the
Totally
price.
different for sure.
Hmm.
Do you have any issues in Canada like we do here in the States? So in the States, it literally depends on where you live. There's a whole bunch of states you can't even have ASFs, right? So that's out, and you're back to the Norwegians. Anything like that going on up there?
In my area, I don't think for rodents, but I know like there's some provinces where you can't even feed live, kind of like some places in
Oh,
Europe.
okay.
Um, and like there's different bylaws across the different counties that we have. Like
Hmm.
in my county, knock on wood, ball pythons aren't even legal, so I have a bunch of corn snakes behind me. But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's. I mean, everyone has you know rodents and snakes, but you just keep it hush
Okay.
hush. I think more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just not
Yeah,
out there on the local
Advertisement.
newsprint.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, I
Not in
hang
the
out on the
B.
front lawn sometimes with the snake, and kids walk by and they play with it, but
Oh, that's cool.
and no one seems to bother me.
Gotcha.
But
Dude,
yeah,
we need to talk about expo circuit and how that
Yeah.
works around you and like what's available, what times of year is there plenty to get to? Is it pretty limited? Like, are you
yeah,
considering vending? Have you vended? I mean, we haven't touched it at all on like vending.
that's a
Um,
yeah, it's a lot of question there. So most of our vending is there's like one expo once a month, right by our local airport or Toronto airport. Um, and it's nothing crazy. It's maybe 100 vendors, and they set up. They have plants and reptiles. But yeah, once a month. I think they do like 8 shows a year. We have a big show in September. It's like our CRBE is called.
Okay.
okay.
Um,
Yep.
so that's our big one. So that's what usually Sammy comes up and
Yep. Sammy and
yeah,
Chris
Chris.
and the
Chris and
crew.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
yeah. So it's a
Okay.
big show.
Yep.
That's our Tinley, basically.
Gotcha. So do you
Yeah.
do any of the other areas? Have you traveled at all to at least attend one? Maybe not so much vending one, but
Yeah. Um, no, not really. Cause like the next closest show would be like 5 hours away from me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, yeah, it's a long drive. And then I'm gonna want to buy something and then I'm gonna have to travel 5 hours back with it. So
right.
yeah, yeah. But
Gotcha.
yeah, as far as vending though, I've helped Austin. I haven't actually vended my own show. Haven't committed to that part of the hobby yet because I just don't have enough to put on a table. But
Sure.
definitely, out there meeting people, learning, what to do, how to set up, how to talk to customers.
Hmm.
And it's a great experience, especially with Austin. Like he's got so many snakes on his table.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell
It's
Austin just scoot some stuff over and give you a corner, man.
yes,
Right.
he does. He's
Give
like,
me
"This is your spot here." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay, thank you."
yeah, yeah,
give me just
Yeah,
one section of deli cups or whatever I got to do over here on the corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
usually
that's
a
an
fun weekend.
awesome connection to have though.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and Austin and that connection, it was just so natural. Like I met him at a show. We talked snakes a little bit. I really didn't know anything about it, so he was kind of like, if you can do this, you can do this. Try to avoid this. And
Yeah.
then I bought an animal off him. Then I bought another one, and then we exchanged numbers, and just kind of like, yeah, it just natural. Like
He's
I didn't look at him like a fanboy or like, oh
no,
my god, this guy, what he can do for me. It's very natural.
he's he's a really cool guy. He comes all the way down to Daytona. I mean, all the way down to the into Florida, and just
Right.
hangs out with the crew of just a bunch of us,
Yeah,
pretty
Yeah,
much
it
no
was
name breeders. Pretty much. I mean, if
it,
we're
it
being
was a
honest,
shock
right?
to meet him there
Yeah,
and just go like what the we're all hanging around the veranda around the pool and there's all these different Airbnbs and things going and Austin's just sitting there cutting it up. You walk up,
yeah,
hey, nice to meet you, man. He's like, who the fuck are you? But not in that way at all. Do you know what I mean? He's
no,
like, oh,
no,
okay, awesome to meet you. Just the nicest guy and
yeah.
yeah,
so down to earth. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's crazy to have the kind of connection that really is without all of the weird BS attachments. None of the ladder
yeah,
climbing garbage that goes along with it, just to be able to have that insight
exactly.
and be that close to something that's worked for so long, right? I
Yeah,
have a ring-tailed spot-nosed clown jumping up here. But he does this every time. He knows when it's getting to be that part of the show, and
it's
then it's griff time. But
yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. Have you guys had Austin on the show?
we have
No,
He's here.
not.
No,
No.
he's a guy to talk about
Um,
fishing. He's a big fisherman.
yeah,
yeah, we
Loves
definitely should
fishing.
reach out that route.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
had Billy on, and really we do focus on newer people for the most part.
hmm
We had Billy on. Billy was an odd thing because we had been in his shows. We didn't do his Patreon. We had talked to him through different avenues through the whole thing, and then Jamie was interested in his diet drink system that he had
Oh,
done
okay.
and
Yeah.
talked for so long, right? And he's like, just call me. Here's the number. and they sat on the phone and talked for like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? He was just the most down to earth person. Like, all right, Billy, you got to come on the show if that's the way things are, right? But we tend to more focus on smaller people, people that aren't as well known, because I think that needs to be part of this to be truly open to new people, to see that that's how it kind of should work, right? There aren't these tiers, there aren't these like gateways that people need to work through, and we should at the end of the day all know each other and be familiar with all the different new people doing exactly what we're doing, so we can exchange ideas, so we can exchange failure points, things to avoid, all of this stuff where you're not going to get a pre-cooked cookbook of steps to follow. You're going to get
the one thing I'd say though is if you're a Billy or a Justin or somebody like that, I don't even know if it's so much that as it is I'm getting bombarded, and where can I afford to put time? And we really do appreciate when somebody like that comes on the show, because that's time.
Sure.
That's time that they probably don't have, to be honest. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that me and Jeff are pushing with our podcast as well. The big breeders, we all know what you're doing, where you're going, what you've done. But we want to see the little ones. We want to see, something I haven't seen before, maybe a different idea.
Right.
But that's definitely the main focus. Yeah. Similar to what you guys are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that being said, what would you tell, like, as a welcoming kind of feel to things, to those people out there that are just seeing this stuff and just going, God, I think I'd kind of like to try this. What would be like your entry point talk if somebody walks up to your table and says, how the heck do you do this? Where should I start?
Yeah. So it's definitely, the learn to swim approach. Don't just jump into the deep end. Get your toe wet, feel the water, maybe buy some, life wings, and buy a couple of animals and just try it out. Like there's no, you're not going to destroy the market if you make an Enchi het clown. You know what I mean? You're not gonna if you can, just try it out. Don't dive in. Don't go 100 animals deep in the first month.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys have done that, but
no, I 100% agree with you on that. I feel like people should get a handful of snakes. They should breed them and do the whole process, and then decide, is this something you want to do? Because I think what you're kind of pointing at is if you jump right in, because some people have the means to do that, you could end up with a mess that you're not capable of maintaining.
And nobody wants. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's bad for everybody involved. So
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, those massive failure stories do more harm than good. So it's in everyone's best interest to create the success in any way you can, or at least assist in that, to see somebody jump in and do all the wrong things without at least an attempt at a helping hand really hurts all of us badly. I mean, those are the bad stories where animals are being pulled out malnourished and conditions are horrible. I mean, that just is a terrible shadow we need to get some light on and erase if we can, right? So
definitely. And understand you're going to fail. Everyone fails.
Sure. Oh yeah, 100%.
Egg bound, deformed babies, slugs.
Those are your learning opportunities right there. That's how you grow, right? You said that earlier, Joe. Yep. Hot seat.
So Joe, do you right, hot seat. We all need to know, do you have, like Sammy has given this up a couple of different times when we've talked with him, but do you have a routine or let's just call it a ritual pre-pip to bump odds? Anything we can kind of work toward to
little Parmesan cheese on the eggs?
Yeah, anything.
Cycle your temps in the incubator. That's the best plan. Get them things all over the place.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of cycling my temps, so last year when I was hatching eggs, I was probably 90% males. And Austin's
Were you really?
It was.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin told me spike your temp to 91 in the incubator. I was at 88.5.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it, by the end of the year, it evened out. But I don't know if it was because of that. It's a, it's a one-off thing. I can't say it's science, but
Yeah,
Sure,
I
sure.
read so many papers on that, like, peer reviewed papers, because I'm like, there's got to be something. And literally, the percentage that they were claiming on those temp swings was so small that it wouldn't do any
Yeah,
good. But I did the
minuscule.
same thing. I did it anyway. I'm like, dude, I'm trying it. I don't care what they say,
Well,
because we
and the
exactly.
we had the
biggest,
opposite. We were creating nothing
yes,
but females. I mean,
when
I
we
just
wish I had that
nothing
needed
but
promo.
those
female.
males to push the
Yeah,
project forward,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
getting females, females. People were like, come on with this. It was literally in that 70-80% range. And
Yeah.
all of the,
there's the key. There's
yes,
the key right
you
there.
gotta wear a pink shirt.
That's
And he's been
hilarious.
pretty open about that. He's got his little
Yeah.
Jobu ritual things he does around his racks. I know he does, and he's told us.
Yeah.
I am not going to discount it until it doesn't work for us, and we haven't completed a full ritual yet. So,
There you go. Yeah.
um,
And Billy just said that he's lowering his temps this year, so let's see what that works.
Is
He
he?
wants
yeah,
to get
Okay.
healthier, bigger babies. So
yep, yeah, we've heard both sides, and I think
Yep.
Jay's ran a little warmer than ours, but all his babies were larger, which made no sense. It was like the
No sense
opposite
at
of what
all.
we would have thought.
right.
Yep.
Let them cook a little longer, develop a little bigger. Didn't seem to work that way. So we don't know. Again, like you said, it's not a science paper, just
Yeah.
what we've seen. But yeah, always curious about that and different people's experience and how that goes. So
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
are you doing in 26 and where are you? Give us the thermometer for what you want to hit this year and where you're currently sitting.
Uh, so this year I'm hoping to hit, 10 clutches again. I've got three girls about to drop within the next, one girl's started to lay now, and then the next couple of days I should get two more. Um, I'm really hoping to hit, you know, just a double visual this year would be great. And then with my heads, right? I guess I hit an Ultramel Krypton, which is technically a double visual, but I want to hit like a true double visual, like Ultramel Clown or um, anything, even a Hypopide I would take. Like just something to help push me along.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has some codons in there, be great, but yeah.
You
Yeah,
will.
you
And
need you need that
You're
double visual on all sides, right? So the hypopide would be great in some cases, Get it visual
exactly.
on all directions so you at least got the hets coming.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Get out of
that's
that
my
66 game.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I spent like 3 grand on shed testing last year.
Boy.
And
Yeah,
so it eats into your profits real quick,
for
Yeah.
sure.
but it was
100%.
worth it. Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at it, it's hard to calculate like how many kind of risks or gambles do you take, and where it doesn't pay off, and what does it cost you in the end if you don't do it? I mean, it could definitely be well worthwhile even at the 3K.
Right. Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
just
sold a bunch of animals this year that I didn't shed test because they didn't fit my projects. I wasn't going to hold them back anyway. And
Right.
those could be a gem for someone else.
Yep.
But you know,
absolutely.
Let them shed test.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
Well, and it's just that one animal. I mean, people neglect the idea that feeding that animal for that year, that's $80, 120 depending, little fluctuation.
right.
Easily a $30, $40 shed test negates that right out of the gate for that
Yep.
year.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's hard to justify on the front end because it's a lump sum right there in your face. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, man, I think it's going to do the industry a ton of good.
Yeah.
Not only for the progression of smaller people, but to also keep the numbers of byproduct down.
Yes. It's going to
Like
reduce the
how much
byproduct.
less byproduct is there going to be to not wade through out there on the market floating that's not
Yep.
super desirable, right? Because you took
Right.
the shot on some things that you could have known. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. I guess there's two sides to that coin too, though. Now I could take that het monsoon male and I could breed it to every female I have behind me, and girls I wouldn't have actually bred this year just for shed
True.
tests, and
Just
now I've got
trying to get the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's true.
I mean, there's both sides, but I do see it's definitely like helping the little guy, and we're catching up for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's a big playing field leveler in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Overall market effect, God, I don't even want to try to even attempt to break that
Yeah.
down. I'm not even going to try. Outside of my pay grade.
Statistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, you've given your shout outs. We're getting toward the end. Jamie's got to come out and give away a super sweet pink bull python sweatshirt and 10 forge coin for trivia from this, which is going to be something about you, probably. Shout outs, anything you want to tell to everybody out there you appreciate? Any news you want to make sure everybody knows going forward for you?
Yeah. So just big shout out to Austin Hatch, Antoine DPR, man, love what he does. Marcus Mandic, love it. Um, uh, Shout out to Mitzi. Actually, I always see Mitzi in the comments, and I don't know, who she is, but she always says hi. She's always so nice.
Yeah,
Missy's
Missy's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. Follow our IG live every other Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I know you guys are Central, but Eastern time.
Okay.
And yeah, follow our YouTube journey. We got a YouTube channel. We're almost at 1,000 subs. Trying to get there,
Nice.
but yeah, it's been great.
Nice.
Actually, as I say Austin's name, he just texted me, so there we go. He's such a good guy, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Like a little
where
brother.
are you, Austin? He should be in here commenting on you. Like, Joe,
Right.
go, Joe. No,
Yeah.
I'm teasing. He's got plenty going on, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he just got off the buy and sell, so
Oh,
he was on with KG tonight. So
Oh, perfect. Okay. Gotcha.
yeah,
Show and sell.
show and sell. That's
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jamie,
Yes.
bringing you out of the shadows.
Hello.
You had
Hello.
I've got-
one task.
I've
through
got
this.
trivia.
Is it ABC again?
No.
Okay. All right. What do we, right?
Trivia question and tonight is episode 100. Thank you for being on our 100th
Century
episode,
mark.
Joe.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Joe. Appreciate everybody out there for hanging out for all of these.
Yeah.
That's
What
a good
year
question.
did Joe move to Canada? How old was he? 2 parts.
Two-part.
so can they answer either or?
I would like
that work?
both.
Got to
Oh.
hit both, man. You're getting
Yeah.
a
Okay.
pink hooded sweatshirt
Wow.
and $10.
Wow.
Yeah, no, this is a big one. So,
2-part, Derek. 2-part.
2-part. 2-part.
Derek's like, God damn it. I have 1 part. Can I get 2 parts? Like an epoxy, Derek. You got to work like an epoxy here. 2 parts or it doesn't gel. And Joe's like, man, I just want to say this. I could use a pink sweatshirt.
I'm trying to remember what I said.
I need a pink sweatshirt for breeding. Apparently, pairing them up.
Yes.
100%.
I haven't seen it yet.
I have not either. Man, we got 30 people out there that could be pinning us down. And we've got some, 2019 and 26.
That's
I
not
think that one's
correct.
off.
No.
So we're just going to keep sorting these.
I thought we'd see something from G-Paw. He was commenting. So we did post, while you guys are putting your stuff in there, we did post out another rundown of the Forge coin holders out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah,
I
he
told
said he
G-Paw
was
he was a little behind. He needed to get on the game there.
Yeah, needs to be picking it up. There's
Yeah.
about $1,500 floating around out there in Forge Coin, though. That's a lot of spending power for people. They could be grabbing snakes, shirts, whatever you want from 33 different people now, guys. So
Jamie, I
use the
think you
coin,
stumped
man.
everybody.
I did.
You did.
It's pretty rare that I stump people. I do have a backup question if we need to swap it.
We might have to do.
I mean, Mitzi didn't even weigh in on this one, which is
I know
pretty
it.
surprising. She's usually in there.
Yeah, she's usually pretty fast.
Super rare. Well, that gives me time to refill my keg beer that Harbins gave me such a tough time about last week. I'll refill my keg beer here.
10 and 87.
Ooh, that's
Half.
close.
Half.
That's very close. So, are you giving hints now? That's half of the answer? Okay.
Uh-huh. 1/2 of that answer is correct. I won't
15
say
and
which
06.
half.
Man, that's a big leap from where we just were. That's the 93 and 8.
You're
but I'm
pretty
just
close,
guessing.
John, but that's not correct.
Not bad. Man, Joe, You brought us
Damn.
the first stumper in Forge history. 12
There you
and
go.
Right.
87.
Maybe it's my accent.
It's my. Can you say
Maybe.
about? Say about for us.
I'm
I
so
don't.
American. About
Yeah, yeah. I don't pick up the accent too strong
Right.
yeah,
with you.
yeah.
What about asphalt?
Oh. Look, I think we have a winner.
Is this
10
right?
and 95.
Oh,
Nice.
Yay.
Nice.
10 and 9. Somebody was doing math because there were so many
Right.
answers there. They were trying to hit
Right?
10
There you
and
go.
95. Okay,
That's correct, right,
Yep.
Joe?
that is
Yep.
correct.
Okay,
Yep.
congrats.
And look at these two cheaters. Look at these two
Dad,
cheaters right here.
Dad, Tim.
Mom right behind them, trying to win too.
Whoops. I did the wrong thing there.
Did you hit the wrong one?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Mom
10
probably
and
did the
9.
math. If I'm guessing,
Right.
Mom went, "Oh man, he can't do math." So she did the math and told
Yeah.
him, and then he types faster. That's what I'm going with.
They so rarely win though. Congrats, guys!
Yeah.
You got a pink sweatshirt and $10 Forge coin, which you emptied your Forge coin on sending over to Deeds Not Words. So now there's
Yep.
$10 back in there.
Right?
So thank you guys. Appreciate that. That was a pretty big lump going over to Chris and the
That
guys
was
over there
fun.
on that too. Joe, awesome
Yes.
guest, man. Thank you again for agreeing to this. I know it was a hesitation for you, maybe just internally. You said yeah right away. But I know you're like, oh man, I don't want to sit on a podcast. So thank you for doing that.
I appreciate
you
you guys
to-
having me.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you to
100%.
everyone else that came out tonight too. It was an hour earlier. I know we missed our typical wave of people that would check for us at certain times. We did super well on people coming out, and we appreciate all you guys. Swing in next week. Crucible's coming back. We have the panel round robin, all about auctions, guys. So we're gonna have specific questions, but we're gonna get a lot of different opinions from all these people on the affiliate group. How
Yeah,
they
it'll be
view
fun.
this. Is
Yeah.
it good?
Yep.
Is it bad? Is
Yeah,
it
it'll-
killing things? Is it improving things? Lot of different opinions, and we keep it pretty civil right to the end where we have a bloodbath match on the last question. So,
Yeah, right.
no, absolutely. Joe, hang out for a second. Everyone else,
funny.
2 days left in your week. We got a weekend coming up. Appreciate everybody that comes out and does this with us every week. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you guys. We wouldn't be coming out here if you guys weren't watching. So,
For sure.
have a fantastic week, and we'll see you on the flip side, guys. Joe, talk to you in just a second. Appreciate
Sounds good.
everybody out there. Peace out.